Alright everyone, it's your boy Fenner for Esports Heaven TV, bringing you the GPL Grand Finals here. Already 3-0 for Jim, looking very, very grim for this blue Zerg up in the top right of Merry-Go-Round LE. The blue guy's name is Zigua from Team Invictus Gaming. And this is looking like it could be the quickest finals, Grand Finals, best of 7 of all time. In the bottom of the map, devastating these series, is Jim from Invictus Gaming. There's that logo right there. This is the logo of the finals, since the team is destroying this league. I'm trying to think of a word. It begins with a D. Decimated. That's the one I'm thinking of. To decimate. And let's see what Zigua goes for here. He's gonna go for the hatch first again. He's doing it blind as well, which is going to work out well for him, I think, unless this is a Forge-in base, but that's very unlikely. It looks like a Nexus to me. Yeah, it's going to be Nexus and probably a Gateway as well. That's generally the way this goes nowadays. Very, very popular build on ladder and in tournaments as well, as it is the greediest opener for Protoss players. And the reason why it's so good is because it's a Nexus first, but then you get the Gateway so fast as well that you get the tech options of a Gateway build. Yeah, it's a tiny bit later, but in comparison to a Forge build where you can never attack quickly, or you can't tech up quickly because you're investing into the Forge instead of getting the Gateway first and getting up to that Cyber Core nice and quickly. With this, you can go into tech, you can go into a fast Gateway attack, and the Zerg player has to be a lot more cautious whilst you have that Nexus first economy as well, so it just works out perfectly, to be honest. And obviously it's weak to some things. 14-14 it's going to struggle against, maybe even a 9-pool as well, although I was talking to Petraeus from Root Gaming at some point and he said that 9-pool doesn't actually counter it, but I don't have full evidence on that, just his word. And there you go guys, you see it's the GPL right there, basically the Chinese WCS right here. Grand Finals, the best players in China by far, and Zigua getting away with the hatch first this time. Nice and greedy. Did he get a gas as well? Nope, no gas for Zigua, so just going to be the gasless play. Building quite, just 4 Zerglings actually, it looked like more on the production tab there. Yeah, not too much happening at all. Third base going to be coming down for Zigua. Going to get that nice and... He's a very greedy player. Every single game, fast 3 base, not worrying about getting a lot of queens out early on to defend, not worrying about getting that creep going. All he wants is drones. We've seen him 3 hatch, we've seen him hatch first every game. And I feel like if he's allowed to get up to that 3 base economy untouched, that's where his strength is going to lie. Since he's all about that droning, he's taking greedy risks throughout these games, but once again the scouting, he gets in, he sees the mineral lines, he sees pretty much everything that's going on. He obviously clicked that robo as well, so seeing the 2 gas and the robo, he should be quite confident to drone quite heavily here. And since Jim knows that, he's just going to throw down a Forge and go into macro mode himself, because once your hand is revealed, there's not too much you can do, to be honest. You just got to go along with it. But for some strange reason, Jim seems to be going for the more macro-heavy build on a map where it's very, very hard to take a third base. You either go for this one, which is extremely wide open, Roach Ling, Roach Hydra, Hydra Ling, coming across the map and attacking into this position is nasty. And pretty much the same story with this position. It's so far away from the natural. The Zerg player just gets you caught in this position right here, and that's going to go really well for them. But 2 more gas coming up for Jim, so definitely looking like a macro build. Now, he could still go for an Immortal Sentry at this point. The only way we're going to be able to tell if that's going to happen is by the Gateway numbers that come down sometime soon. Zigua's getting a bit scared though. He's already building a couple of Zerglings here, which is not standard for a build like this. Generally, you'll just try and drone up as much as you can. He's getting 3 Overlords now as well. Stacking up his lava, he's building Maulings. I feel like Jim's completely inside his head. I'm sure that Jim is just going for a heavier macro build this game, But Ziguar, he's scared of an attack. And he's seen everything, so it's not like he's confused about the build Jim is doing. He's scared because of what's happened in the previous games. Now, the one thing that might go in his favor here is that as Jim moves out to take the third base, like I said, it's very hard in these positions. Oh, wait. More gateways coming down. Alright. With a prism as well. This is starting to look more like an Immortal Sentry, guys. And I can get behind this as well. Because I really don't agree with a Protoss player taking a fast third base on this map. It's very hard to hold. But, this is the old school move out timing, actually. 8:45 on the clock. The old parting train. And timed out perfectly here for Jim as he moves out onto the map. And there's a lot of units waiting to pounce for Ziguar. Look at this concave he's setting up here. And he's going to move in, but Jim is quick to react. He moves back. Can he get the force fields he need? Is he going to go for the recall? He doesn't have the recall yet. Massive surround for Ziguar. The perfect attack and defense right here, right now. No recall available. And Jim is just in the middle of nowhere, taking a lot of damage on his units. Big warping back at home, but still didn't kill the power units. Still 2 Immortals stood at the back here. More force fields going down from these sentries. And he will be able to pick off most of these units, and that actually went really well for Jim. Even though... Oh, he's going to walk back into his own base, guys. He wants a bit more time to build up his army, but yeah, that went really well for Jim right there. There's a very unexpected attack, and now Ziguar's in the painful position of trying to sneak out drones, because he didn't drone up very heavily, so even though that looked nice for Ziguar, he's still only on 47 drones. That's about the same as Jim right there. And you all know that a Zerg player needs a lot more drones than that if they want to start holding off Immortal Sentries. He has got quite a few more out now. We'll see how this goes. It's taken Jim a long time to get across this map. But nice observer placement here. He knows that... Oh, this is sneaky. If he can find Ziguar with the force fields before Ziguar... Oh, Ziguar's on top of it. He's watching his units. Not going to get caught off guard by something silly like that. But he will be trying to sneak through this bottom position. But remember, Jim's got the observer on here, so... This all comes down to decision making. He's not just walking across the map and not noticing this. He's deciding to go across the map, and just whilst he knows this counterattack is available. So we've got 1 force field at home, 2 stalkers as well. And it looks like, oh, Ziguar going to give up on it. He's going to go for the defense on the units right here. Ziguar going to move in from 2 positions. Spine Crawl has just finished up. Here come the units from the back, a bunch of Zerglings. The army for Jim looks absolutely tiny at this point, and this should be an easy hold for Ziguar. Look how many roaches there are. It's a 360 surround. The force fields are not doing what they need to do. The time warp goes down, but now here comes the micro from Jim with that Immortal in the prism there. Can they hold on? No, I think there's just way too many units for Jim. Even the drones almost coming off the line once again. The desperation micro for Jim, and now he's got to pull back. GG from Jim.